I want to talk to you a little bit about the term Christianese. So if you're a Christian, you've been a Christian for a while, you're familiar with Christianese, and that's a little bit of when we go around using terminology that you only know and get if you're familiar with the Bible and you're a Christian. It's like a little language, and we think we're real cool when we use it and get it. But the problem is it's limiting to people, and I'm hearing a lot of Christian leaders put down the term true to oneself, okay? And I really want to just take a minute and speak into this because it's very important when we're talking about recovery from domestic narcissistic abuse, okay? So an abuser is going to take a healthy, beautiful person and make them think bad things about themselves and tell them it's the truth. They're going to tell them, I'm the only one that cares about you and I barely care about you, but it's better than what you're going to get anywhere else, okay? So you should be thankful that I'm here. And so you got all this stuff going on. That just hurts so bad when you're like, this is as good as it gets love-wise, right? So I want to encourage you to understand that someone living in that kind of an environment where you're suicidal all the time because you're not loved, you're not cared for, you're not valued or appreciated. And so when you go to your perpetrator and you say, hey, can you please treat me? What? You're too sensitive. You're making that up. That's all in your head. They come and they gaslight you and they make you think you're crazy, but you're not. They're doing that to you, and you're so kind and sensitive and caring, especially if you're a follower of Christ. You're like, there's no possible way someone like, say, your mom would be intentionally aggravating you, provoking you for an explosion so she can feel good about herself, right? Like, that's not what, but that is the truth. And so when you say that's my truth, it doesn't mean Jesus isn't the only truth. It has nothing to do with Christ. And the thing is, Christian leaders, if you're going around and poo-pooing people's language because it doesn't glorify Christ when they are in absolute strangulation emotionally, and all you care about is them getting out of themselves and caring for others, they can't do it. When a person is abused, you cannot serve another from a whole place. You simply cannot. You must serve yourself. And I keep hearing church message after another criticizing the term about self-care and self-awareness, and you are making a huge mistake unless you are familiar with domestic and narcissistic abuse. And I would ask you please to stop from the pulpit encouraging people to use words that are helping rescue them from life-saving matters. I understand if it doesn't make sense to you, but you will need to take my recommendation as a seasoned Christian who has recovered from narcissistic abuse. My truth was that I was abused, and my truth was that Jesus is my Lord and Savior, okay? Christianese says you can't say that, okay? So stop, please. Please, those are life-saving words for an abused person. There's so much abuse within the church. There's so much abuse. Like, I'm beginning to see church leadership led from a place of narcissism, okay? There are healthy churches and there are unhealthy churches. There are healthy families and unhealthy families and companies and all this, just going the spectrum on emotional intelligence. And if you don't know about narcissistic abuse, please stop suggesting people quit doing things like yoga, which is scientifically proven to be the #1 healer for trauma right now. It's at least one of them. It is huge to have an individual spend time breathing and paying attention to the breath and letting the mind calm down and getting in touch with all aspects of the body. just even listening to the it's just so beneficial, and it doesn't make someone egotistic or selfish or self-centered. It makes them well. Please stop encouraging your congregation from doing yoga. They're not out there pursuing the devil. They're there doing stretches and breathing in a very relaxing fashion. And I've been in some yoga classes that crossed over a spiritual line, and I've gotten up and I've left because I have discernment, okay? Teach your congregations how to have discernment, but not to avoid some of these medicines that the Lord has provided for us to heal from with. Right? Stop. Please stop doing that, okay? Thank you.